Hello. I had to take a nap first. I was so tired, dude. Okay. Hi, I'm Bill. Thanks for showing up if you have shown up. I'm gonna go through this puzzle on lead chess and then do it. I use the puzzle themes thingamajig. If you go to leadchess.org, puzzle themes, and you can find all this. The difficulty is normal, and this is kind of what I do. This is a 3-minute blitz game with two 2500s. I always have to remember that blitz means crazy openings. I'm not saying this is a crazy opening. It's a crazy opening for me. It's like everything's backwards. I guess it's kind of like a, what does he call it? It's a queen's gambit, yeah. Something kind of. Maybe accepted. I don't know. Yeah, it's like everything's reversed. These 3-minute games are so brutal. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So then he can, well, what can he do? Guess he would come with the check there. But I don't really know what he's doing after that. Check here. Just can't take. These guys are so tactical. See, that king's coming after you. Okay. I guess it's kind of like a waiting move, like you don't want to move these guys. Ooh, sexy. Ruh-roh. Okay, protecting, yeah. Ooh. Am I missing something? I guess they're probably just really low on time, but can't you take? Does that like fall victim to a... Oh, no, of course not, because he's got the rook. It's like 5 in the morning, just so anybody. It's no excuse, but... Yeah, these guys have like no time. And they're playing better. I don't see anything. Right, so this seems like the move, right? Although they could check. Or even just go there, and then I lose. Right? This is called exposed king. I don't think I've done this one before. That's kind of my gut. Right? And they come there, and then here. Wait. Here. There. And what do you do after that? Hum. Well, this is the reason that I'm doing this puzzle, because I don't see him. I don't see him. Pop this over. So my king, you know, is blocking off theirs. They're in a bad spot. So I can't move this rook, right? If I check there, they can move here, which doesn't really help them. Then I've got this move, and I don't think they can get away, right? No? Oh, they can move here. That's what it is. Derp. Of course, the king can move 2 directions. So check here. They block. If I take, they take back. And then I don't think I can... I'm just in a bad way, right? To check here, they take. Does that really help? This check doesn't work. I just lost 11 points for it. Ooh. If I come here, they're going to want to move one of their rooks, right? They could just check me. And then it lets their king out. Which, well, no, it doesn't. Hold on, I'm here. They could check me. I've got the cordoned off. Could pop back over. I can't. What am I talking about? There, here. I don't think this is a move I really want to make. Sorry, I just forgot what I was doing. This is the check. This was what I was thinking about. Going after these guys. But I don't... This isn't a forcing move, right? Because they can just check me. And I don't want to move my king. They can't do this because of this pawn. They could just check me here. I mean, I can't attack their rook. Huh. So what happens if I go here? They've got to block, otherwise it's checkmate, right? Can I then employ this guy? Like here. That's what it is, right? Check, this happens, check here, I'm protecting that. Right? Took me a little... Did I think of that earlier and then just not do it? Strange. The brain. It is a 3-minute game by two, basically 1800s. So I've been asked why, ooh, the French, exchange variation. I've been asked, why do I do this? Why do I go through the games? It's because I'm not very good. And so I'm just trying to see people's tactics and how they got themselves in that position, you know? So it's not just puzzle. It's me trying to familiarize myself. And I could play a bunch of games, and that's the best way to get better at chess, I suppose. But I enjoy doing this. It's interesting. It's 3-minute with 2-second increment, so... I mean, that doesn't seem good, right? I feel like I've been in this. Whoa, they take. I guess what else do you do? Get the king to a little bit of safety. I'd be concerned about this pawn, right? Although I don't know how they're going to attack the pawn. That's how they're going to do it. Huh. They took the rook, right. Why'd they do that? I understand this, right? I think that's just a mistake. Maybe not. It does get that, you know, this is just a gnarly sacrifice, but I think that's a mistake. Okay, surely they don't trade. So if they take, I take back. Don't they get my knight? Isn't that a bad trade? Check here. They're gonna take this way. Yeah. Huh? Check here. You can take. I can take. They can take. I don't think this wins for black at all. Maybe I'm wrong. Been wrong before. Right? Like I just lost a knight. Right? Okay, I gotta get this guy involved somehow. Okay. Gonna eat up pawns. Nice little position here. Defense. But still. And it's nice that the king can't get in there. Actually, the king really can't get in there. So, can you checkmate with just these two pieces? I don't think you can. I think you have to have the king. Or like a pawn or something. Okay, king's running out. Getting. Using their own pawns to rock and roll. Yikes. 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1. I think that's it. Right? Sometimes I'm hilarious. I didn't see this at all. I was like, I'm gonna do it. It's working. It's working. If anybody gets the reference, then you win at life. Okay. Oh, wait. It does work. God damn it. God, I can't see shit. I'm gonna claim that it's too early in the morning for me to play chess. What's happening? I'm playing white. That's so many queens. Oh no. How did this happen? So this is black is playing, or black is, excuse me. Black is a 2200 called Coca the Master. Oh, coca. As in the coca plant? Oh, the lead chess terms of service were violated on this account. Coca the Master got taken out. So are they really a 2200? I don't know. I shouldn't say that people are cheating. Although their account did get taken out, and that's usually the reason. 196 games. And then, oh no, an Arbav Mir. the guy who's playing black. Okay, the guy who's playing white. Also, the lead chess terms of service were violated on this account. Yikes. I wonder if I can actually show you. Let me try to do that really fast. This is not the first time that I've attempted to. Let's see. I'm using OBS and the white. That's not it. What do you call it? Haha, you can just see stuff blowing up. But hey, how does one? I don't know how I've set it up. I set this up so long ago. It does seem like I could just... That does not. That doesn't work. OBS is so silly. What? How is it possible? Oh, duh. I know what I'm doing wrong. I get it. Hold on a second. What it is the way that I'm sharing this one piece of screen. I don't know if I can actually do it. It'll change the size of all this stuff. Hold on a second. Check this out. It's gonna be confusing. Yeah, it makes the screen really weird. I don't think I can actually show it to you. Like, I have to make everything small. Let's see if... no, that's not it. Hold on. I can do that. And you kinda get an image. But it just looks bad. Well, we're gonna say that I can't do it. Or have not figured out a way to properly do it. Look at me moving around the screen. See how it flips like that? That's just OBS being a punk. Alright, can't do it. Whatever. I wanted to show you the little bits and pieces about Lee chess, but there's too much of a... I wonder if doing this helps. No, that really doesn't help. That actually makes everything terrible. Yeah. I screwed it up. No, we're just gonna stick with that. Welcome to my channel, where I dick around with OBS. Okay, so this is Coco the Master, who apparently violated their terms and got kicked out, and Arbav Mir, who also got kicked out. So, what can I say? We're still going to review their chess game. A lot of people playing the French, which I dig, because I play the French. You wouldn't know it. You've never seen me play. Interesting. And this is a 10-minute rapid game. So I've often wondered when I play the French, obviously it's black, when keep this tension on, and then do you allow them to have this pawn chain? There's like a bunch of tricks that go on here. If they try to bulldoze you. This is all standard stuff. The idea being going after this pawn, and going after white's center. But white seems to have a pretty good way, usually, of protecting. Also, I don't know how, well, anyway. And yeah, this is an idea to get the knight out, right? You can also do there and there, I think. No, you can't go here, because then you block this bishop. I've seen, I think Gotham Chess was talking about, actually, I don't want to say Gotham, because, well, I don't actually know if it was him or not. But someone was saying, you can actually, it was not Ben Feingold, you can move the F pawn and do this number to get the knight out. Someone was. I've tried it before, and people are like, what are you doing? And I lose. So it doubles the pawns, but it also gets rid of this dark squared bishop. Still can't do this number, right? But now their queen is this main defender, so. Still can't do here. And this is one of the things that, like, my chess coach was talking about. We're pretty far into the game, right? I mean, not super duper far, but we're on move 10, and no need to castle. This is all closed. And they finally pulled this F move. Okay. Again, if they move either of these pieces too far, that pawn can fall, right? And now their king is starting to get exposed. My king. Huh, okay. We actually do the trade down because Black's king is so exposed. Yeah, castling seemed like a bad move here, yeah? Like there's no pawns in front of your king. Like they were trying to get out of here so badly. It seems like they could have come this way. Like, would that been any better? I guess not. I don't know. Maybe castling's not the right move. Okay, they accept the trade so they can get out this way. What was the... You check to get the king, maybe just to isolate him away from this rook. It's pretty nice. Okay. Alright, I'll take it all back. Be great to have a dark squared bishop about this point. I think they're trying to run, right? Wait, why'd they do that? What does that do? So they came here to pin, but then this happens with tempo and the queen. So Coco the Master is supposedly 2200 and they're playing black. White is played by basically an 1800. Both of their accounts were taken out. So it may very well have been the situation where they were making most of their moves, or some of them, and you know, maybe that's just a blunder. Okay, definitely was a blunder at best, because now this is starting to look gnarly. Like, there's a bunch of threats here, but there's a lot of threats here. And this pawn is real undefended, right? Okay. What do we do here? Attack? Pretty much going for the checkmate. It's a pretty good defense, yeah? That's pretty sexy, because if I try to do this, takes, follows that way. Is that moment where you're like, if only I could get to a white square with my queen. I can get to a dark square with my queen. He also had that dark square bishop. Okay, yeah. I mean, this... check. Right? I don't think that works, yeah? Here, maybe? No? Oh, motherfucker. I screwed up. How the hell did they get here? Sorry, I messed up. The one button don't press. Yeah, I guess, what do you do? I mean, you can't really attack this way, right? Am I wrong? This just gets taken. Taken. King gets out. And you lost your queen, right? Is that right? Take, take. No. Check, take. Take. So my rook is there. Gotta move this guy out this way. Right? And I don't think there's any follow-up there. Yeah. So going for the knight, takes here. Trying to take this way. And then check doesn't happen. Could check this way. Trading, wow. Okay, obviously takes. But then if you take this way, this is bad. Eh. Well, I got 3 pieces, you know, to their queen. Excuse me. I got the 3 pieces to their queen. So this is what, 6 and that's 5? Technically more. Just more action economy. Although that seems like a big ass blunder to me. Like this is gnarly, right? Shit. I feel like that's just the wrong move. Like maybe this would be better? Because you could check this way. But I could just move up, right? Check back that way. No. Check back that way, you just get taken. I think you move the king, yeah? Let's see if I move the king here. They can't check this way. If I move the king here, they can check that way. Move the king again. Check. Take. Check. Back here. So the king's here now. The rook is there. I mean, it's not clear at the best. And this is under attack. So the queen's got to come out or something, maybe there. Maybe there's a way they can just take this bishop out. Anyway, this doesn't seem like the right move to me. Okay, let's start gobbling up pieces. Fine, just taking pieces. Try to make a new queen, and as we know, they do. I like how they're like pushing on. Like, okay, they're coming after you. Defending and attacking. And they go for the queen. Sure. Now that seems like a bad situation, but I like this move, right? Blocks this, so they can't team up yet, and you got this block too, although they had this check here. I think this is the way when you block it, yeah. Anyway. What? So they got this going on. How in the world? I guess you have this, and you're looking for that. But you take, they get this guy. No, they don't. You take, they can get this guy. And sure, you got their queen, but you have your knight and bishop versus their king and queen. I guess you got this going on. Okay, rerouting. That looks bad. That looks bad, right? Right? That looks bad, right? I'm assuming you check, right? Get this guy going. Would that be checkmate? Check here. If he goes this way. Can't move. Can't move. Can't move. And is in check. Yeah, that'd be checkmate. Right? Check here. Moves there. Check. Gotta move there. Check. We're gonna go here first. Okay, so they move this way to get out of checkmate. Seems like can't move the rook. I mean, you could go here, right? Doesn't this just happen? Then check. Sure, they move, but then you lose a rook. So again, that's all bad news bears. I think you got to do it here. Check. Only square. I do enjoy that. But how do you check them in this corner? I think this has got to be the move. No, no, no's. Wow. So this bishop with corner here, I should say this bishop and this knight basically act like a king. Wow, this is a great little pattern, right? If they're on the edge of the board with the king, one square away, right? That's sexy. Wow. Yeah. And the mating pattern, while similar to king and a rook, you can be like right up on them because of that knight. That's pretty wild. Worm Deadlock, what's up, man? Sorry, I just saw your your chat. You don't know my rating, but I need some help. I'm getting back into chess. You're around 200 to 500. Set up piece first and have to make move first and lose half my setup. How do I fix? That's a good question, man. My rating is higher than yours, but I'm by no means like a great chess player. I'm definitely learning too. So take everything I say with a big old grain of salt. I'd have to see one of your games, I think, to really know. And to be honest, I mean, I've taught people how to play chess and like little bits and pieces, but climbing the ELO ladder is something I'm trying to do. Pretty much, I'd say 90% of the people that jump on here and actually chat with me are way better than me. So they're going to have a lot better advice if they pop in. Regardless, thank you for showing up and actually chatting. And I'll try to help you as much as I can. But again, you know, take everything I say with like a grain of salt. I'm like 1100, 1200 at best. On a good day, 13, but my rating's like 11, 12. If you say you set up the pieces first and you have to make the first move and lose half your setup, how do you fix? I don't entirely understand what you mean. Like, are you saying like you're white and then you lose your pieces in the first few moves? I mean, it's the chess principles, like the basic ones that everyone talks about. I'd say go to Gotham chess, John Bartholomew, uh, Anna Kremling, Dina, I can't remember her last name, Danya, Daniel Norodetsky, the late, great Danya. Pegasus chess is really nice right now. And there's a whole lot of like how to set up stuff with those. 2 hanging pawns is great, or just hanging pawns. Also, you can watch this. So this is actually one of the reasons that when I get into these puzzles, I go all the way to the beginning to see exactly kind of what you're looking for. Is how did people get into the situations? And then what do they do? You know, maybe they made a blunder or something, and then how do they gain the initiative, right? This is a 3-minute game, so it's maybe not the greatest to analyze. Whoa, the black is from Montenegro. Cool. These are 2 2400s, so this is real high chess. They say it's also a 3-minute game. I have seen Sicilian played with c6. I used to play it, and then my chess coach was like, stop. I was like, okay. It almost looks like an advanced or accelerated dragon. Maybe it is. I think the Draco defense is cool. Why? It was this girl back in the day. Yeah, dude. Her name was Jaren. Cool fucking name. But she absolutely kicked my ass at chess. And she played the Draco. Awesome. And it's also called the Dragon. The Black Dragon. It's cool. And I think this is the dragon. You might go here, but it's a lot of pawn moves. I feel like they're, well, double fianchetto, whatever. I love it. I love it. Dude, this is a patient game for being 3 minutes. Maybe they actually are 2400s. Both of these guys, their bullet and their, what is the other one? The one that's fire, blitz, bullet and blitz are like really high. They're both like 2500s. It's nice to see one of these really quick games and they're not just bloodbathing. Like they're actually taking their time with moves or making exact moves. They're literally not taking their time with the moves, right? So much tension. There's so much tension. What would I be thinking here? I'd be like, okay, if I go here and I take here and I got this here and okay, see, I'm just gonna lose. All right, finally trying to break open. Doesn't do it. I don't know if I entirely understand this move. The dragon, they got this long diagonal. I wonder how useful it is right now. Like once this knight moves, and the queen's gonna want to come in, maybe. I don't know. I feel like they're just making tiny moves because they both know. You try to attack too soon, it's all falls apart. Okay, it's finally open. My king is a little exposed. And I'm making this big push towards their king, right? Nice. Just gonna hidey hole. If I take, their king is just as exposed as mine, right? And unlike them, my queen has a little bit of an attacking opportunity. Huh. I'm gonna push your knight out, dude. Bro. Okay, well. Ruh-roh. It's funny because At this point, it's like, what's going on? Oh, they took my bishop. Take back. And now I'm going to come into your home. I'm going to come into your home. Again. Like, this move makes me go, but wait a minute. What about coming into your home? I guess. Yeah. All right, home move. Oh, no. Takes. These guys are just thinking on a much higher level than I am. Also, I do not like that right there. Right, so they don't take. Keeps this outpost. Is it to get rid of this bad boy? Further expose the king? What is the threat that I'm seeing here? Is that it? What's going on? Okay. Just trying to get some of these guys out of the way. I guess this is the move, but... Takes for the pawn. So you want to keep these guys together? Maybe just blocking this diagonal. I feel like one of these knights is going to be employed. Maybe not this one because he's defending, these two squares. But like, what is with this check? Alright, this kind of happens. If you take here, now you're opening up this kind of line, right? I don't know if that really works. I like how they don't do it. They're like, whatever. Let's just pop over here. This is a 3-minute game. I think these guys are actually 2,400. And black is a GM. Okay, so that move does happen after they consolidate. I like that. So I would want to jump the gun here. Be like, haha, I'm making my attack. But they're like, no, we're going to get this rook involved. They're not worried that white's going to get like a move or something. Probably trying to take this guy out. Okay, checks. And now I can check this way. Ugh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. And now what do you do? I was literally about to ask, so now what do you do? Let's move 32. Now what do you do? Move 32. Arnov, what's up, man? Yeah, dude, it's like 5:30 for me. Arnov, I don't know if you saw Worm Deadlocks. Question. I'm gonna call you Deadlock. Arnov is pretty good, so maybe he can actually answer these questions. You say you open with king pawn, 2 spaces, and queen, 1 pawn space. So poop. Okay. Then knights defend the 4 spaces in the middle. Then the bishop to attack their knights. Well, I don't know what that opening is. Worm. But the queen, what is that? Queen's pawn up. What is that? Is it d3? So e4, d3. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but it kind of depends on what black does too. Like, move order might be an issue. I usually don't play e4. I play c3 because I like the English defense or attack. I think if you do e4 and then e3, So the queen's pawn, I think it's a little slow. Because white has the initiative, right? You can do that with black because you don't have the initiative, and that's actually almost the French defense. I'm talking a little bit out of my ass here. I'm sure there's lots of players that'd be like, yeah, it's fine, e4, e3. But maybe try just a different move order, right? So e4 and then like your knight out or something. And so you're kind of taking more of the center. You're controlling the center before they can. Because maybe you're playing some opponents with black that take the fact that you played the queen's pawn as an opportunity to take more of the center themselves. And so you lose your initiative. It's just a guess. But I don't know. I want to come back and... Sorry, go here. Arnov, it is so early. What am I doing? What am I doing to myself? So if I check here, I lose... We exchange knights, right? But I open up... I was thinking I open up the queen for this. But I don't think the queen has a helper there, so maybe that's a terrible move. There's also checking, okay. Checking here, because of this pawn, I can still do it, despite the pawn just being hanging. Check, takes... Check, and my queen is protecting that square. So let me think. Check here. They can move back with the king, or they can take. So let's say they take first. So their pawn is there. I could take, but then that opens their king up, right? What do you do after that? I think this is the move. Check, take. And now their own pawn is blocking that square, which is sexy. This doesn't seem right. Maybe this is it. Take. If it's opened up this way, I still have this check. And they've got to move back that way, right? So... I think you have to open up this line. And it comes with tempo. If they move back, that's actually a pretty good defense, yeah? Isn't it? No, it's not, because I have this. Okay, so move this way. That doesn't quite work. It also opens up their queen. I mean, this looks pretty gnarly. What do they do? Something like that. Then I have this, check. I have this check. I don't know. I think getting the queen here. I think that's what I'm gonna go do. Okay, he's like, whatever. I'm gonna take your piece. So there's take, and then I still have a mating. No, it's not a mating up. Yeah, it is. It is because my rook is here. So take here. What do they do? Right there. Protecting that guy. Take here. Right. So they can come here and attack the queen, protect this square, but then I can take their knight. And I've got, I guess I'm kind of up a rook. And their king is pretty exposed. And their queen, their poor queen, just chilling out. Okay, I think this is going to be the last one since it is, as Arnov said, 5:30 in the morning here. This is a blitz game, so 3 minutes. It's a national master, so 2000 versus an 1800. 1800 is white from Russia, and the master is from Italy. So it's a blitz game. What is this opening? It's like a Queen's Indian attack or something. Or maybe not. Is this the... I have no idea. No clue. Is this like the hippo or... This is the hippo, isn't it? This is the anacrameling one, isn't it? I think it is. Or like the llama attack. I don't know what it's called. It's kind of a funny one. Okay, and they just sort of push forward. What an annoying opening. They're just going for it. I guess it's good for... I like this sexy move. Although it seems like attacking here... You just don't have any space as black. And this check, what does it do? Or this check? I mean, it puts consistent pressure on the king, right? The king's like relegated to these dumb squares, but... Okay. I'm kind of surprised they didn't trade. They're going to want to do something like this so they get this fork, right? Not anymore. Maybe after this knight move. I don't know why they moved the knight right now. Or just improving your position. Trying to open up lines. Sacking the bishop. Huh. Okay. Maybe this. I mean, they just take. Oh, then you have this. Or just improving. I don't entirely understand that move. Nor that one. Like you could take here. Yeah. Maybe they're just doubling up that way and that's the issue. Alright, so they move down. Getting out of this way. Gnarly pass pawn. They go for the take, because this piece was just utterly undefended. Wait, what? I guess the idea is if I take, they get the royal fork. I mean, I could take here. It activates the bishop though, and I don't like that. Check is kind of obvious. I don't really see the follow-up. But it is, you know, a check and a capture. Any other way to check? I don't see. I think sacking the rook right now is not so great. Let's see, sack the rook for a knight. I mean, I lose a rook, but I gain a piece, right? Is checking here premature? Like, where do they go? Probably here. That just opens up an attack that way. Attack here. Are they winning right now? No. They have a bishop, I have a knight. Check. They could attempt to trade, in which case, if I trade, I just kind of lose all that goodness. Huh. I mean, I get a pawn. That's kind of gnarly. So, check. Let's say they attempt to trade. Come this way. This looks bad. Check. Attempt to trade here. Takes here. And they can actually get out. And I have a real problem, right? Yeah, I think they can just defend. Huh. I really want to take like here. What do they do though? Like come down this way? No. I gotta give a shout out really quick to the music man. Mother Superior, what's up, man? Yeah, thank you guys for helping out Worm Deadlock. He's got some pretty good, or they have some pretty good questions. I think he said his ELO is like 200 to 500. Like it's pretty starting out. So, man, I want to take this. Oh, Arnov, did you actually say something? They say rook kills f3 and queen. Rook kills f3. Rook kills f3. You talking about here? And then, what was the other one? Oh, I can't see it. And then queen takes g2, check. Where's g2? I don't see queen takes g2, check. Anyway. Okay, so this is what I really wanted to do. It's kind of the obvious, right? So we take here. I mean, how else do you defend your queen? Okay. And then we get a piece. No? Oh, right, because I don't have the derp. Wait, no, I was thinking boom, boom, boom. Okay. Exposed. King. Huh. I could just take the knight, or the rook. Check. Up. Taking that way. Yeah. I like the idea of cordoning off the king here. But I also like taking this rook. Let's try this. Okay. Okay, this will be the last one. It's at least a 5 minute. See, rook takes knights with hangmate. I see. So focus on that. Go to play most common opening and anyone that plays king pawn. You see, when you go to play games, the most common opening from anyone you play is king pawn. Yeah, I think e4 is the most common. I mean, Bobby Fischer played e4, so. So this is a 5-minute game by a 2100 play on white, Italy, and the account is closed on black, but they are basically a 2100. Hey, here's your e4 right there, man. And so they respond with e5. This is a, I think Arnov and I were talking about this Tarashi, sort of a Tarash opening. Although I think that you're supposed to match. You don't have to. And there's kind of your moves too. Deadlock, worm deadlock. You know, they've got their pawns out, right? They got the e3 or the d3 going, but they've waited to get their bishop out first, right? So e4, I can actually just do it. It's like e4, they meet so you can't keep attacking. You know, they're attacking here, sure, but they got the center protecting. And then they're getting their bishop out at the same time, setting up for a castle. Right? Doing my little own attack here, but there's like a bunch of tactics. I think you can come out that way, but they don't. They push d3. Right? So they're waiting on the castle, I guess, to just start taking the center. Okay. Sexy a6 move for the bishop. And just opening up everything. This is a 5 minute, so are they going to take? Yeah, of course they're going to take. Wow. Okay, so they don't castle. I mean, it'd be putting the king in a kind of jeopardy, but the knight, or the pawn would be protected. And they do have, you know, these two squares for some tomfoolery there. Okay, they move the king away from that pawn, right? So that was a mistake, right? Like, instead of coming back with the knight, that just seems like a bad move to me. But maybe they know a lot more than I know. I'd be tempted to take here, but it activates their bishop and their rook. And my king's starting to look a little gnarly, yeah? They take. They still do it. They don't care. Lord. Black pulls through. I don't know what they do, but they pull some magic out of the hat. Probably going to trade here, right? Although it's nice to have these bishops, but no, they don't. I'm going to trade, though. Just trade down. Dude, this king, the drunken king, man. He's like, whatever. Just defending. Oh, Lord. But why would you do that? They've got to be out of time. I mean, their pawns are all over the place. Bunch of isolated pawns, sure. And these guys just have one. So they're going to go for the end game, right? But dang, son. From now. Okay. no attack right now, right? Then come down this way and attack these pawns. But they're just sort of shoring up. They don't go to D2 because they can just push, right? Instead, they're like, yo, what's up? So they're going to get one of these guys. Okay. Opts for losing the weak central pawn to keep this pawn chain. I'm going to activate my rook pretty soon. Oof. King going into territory. I'd fear, if I was white, I am white. If I was playing white, I'd be fearing black's king. Because Bolinga, who's playing black, like, they know how to use that king. They closed their account, though. Alright, what's going on here? This? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Luft for the king. He's like, I've been back row mated before. I know what's up. Yeah. What do we do? King in the territoire. I'm gonna eat up the pawns, dude. Get a queen. A queen. I like this. Sexy move. Nice. Now, look at that threat. Oof. Oof. Is that actually a checkmate, though? Like, because can't you just perpetual? No. Oh, what am I thinking? Can't do that. The rook be hanging. This way. That's what it is. So it's still a checkmate. So if they let this happen, it's done, since the king is on this row. What do you do from here? Okay, stop it. Dude, this king is just a beast. And he leaves the pawn, because he's just using this pawn to rock and roll. Now he takes it. Okay. What do you do? I think... Check here. I can get this pawn back if I wanted. Check there. This happens. Okay. Take, and now I get this. Is that what's going on here? And this king can't help? As wild. Right, so Mother Superior, even looking at these guys. Arnov's Italian, you play E5 as black right now. You see more Italians with the Roy, or than the Roy Lopez. And you played D4 when you played E4. You played the Scotch. Dude, I like the Scotch. Although I don't really play E4. Why? I don't know. I played E4 like my whole life and just kind of got bored of it. I played the King's Indian attack for a while. And then got handled so many times. I was like, man, I need to change this up. This is so this will be the last one since this is a 10-minute and 5-second increment. So something to actually kind of look through. Two 1800s. Doesn't say where they're from. But they didn't get kicked out of Lee chess, which is nice. Here's your E4 right here. There's your D5. Is this the Scandinavian? Is that? No. So what is this gambit? That's not the Scotch, right? I thought the Scotch was like 2 knights out and this whole thing. Interesting. Okay. The king side is destroyed, right? I mean, it's not destroyed, but... Okay, trying to get rid of that pawn. And develop the knight, maybe? Interesting spot for this bishop to be on move 7. And I'm going to keep that bishop there. So if this happens, I take back. I don't lose castle privileges, and you know, that's a lot of pressure on the king, right? Okay. And they go for it. They're like, whatever. We know this is a 10-minute game, but we're going to play like it's a 3-minute game. Oh, God. What's going on? All the pieces are out off the board, and nothing's developed. All right. Pretty gnarly. Be awesome if I had a knight somewhere. Where does this knight need to go? I don't think it can deliver a checkmate right now. I guess that's it. It's a lot of moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm gonna attack your bishop. Now what? I'm gonna bring my knight. My knight's coming in. Ooh. Now it's looking bad. Gnarly, I forget what they call the pawn when it's just sitting there like, right? Double deuce pawn. Okay, trying to get some room. Still, you gotta get rid of this, like the, maybe something, how do you free this bishop? Maybe this. Okay, shoring up this hole. Okay. I got this rook though. Like, I'm gonna move this guy and start hurting people. Right? So obviously there's a check that gets taken. There's a check here that gets taken in this some way. I think it starts breaking down though. Where do you go from here? Other than pawn moves. I also don't like this pawn very much. I mean, it's not really doing anything right now, but where'd my music go? Oh, it's coming on. See, center game is e4, d4. Oh, okay. e4, e5, d4 is the center game. You say it's called the Blackmar Dimmer Gambit. Blackmar Dimmer Gambit. I wonder where that comes from. Probably two people named Blackmar and Dimmer. Okay, so pawn moves. Sure. Just trying to double up since these 3 pawns are taken. What is this? Check, take. It's nothing yet, but it does kind of look gnarly. I think the idea here is take, no. What is the idea here? After this, to push and try and trap the bishop somehow? I don't know. That's how you're trapping the bishop. That's sexy. I didn't see that. Right. So this is a tactic that is difficult for me to see. This is the difficult for the dog. So they're coming here, right? When you take, now what? I mean, you've got this. Yeah. Okay, that's sexy. But there's a lot still defending. Oh, derp. I'm too tired, y'all. Ugh. I'm just gonna take your pawns, man. Yeah, I don't see it yet. Okay, so boof, you can take here. Take, yeah. I don't like this much at all. Also, moving the rook. Huh. Okay. So little tactical. Get tactical, bruh. I feel like I want to do something like that. Why? I just want to use the bishop. I'd like to use that bishop. So what happens if I go here? I lose the rook through many ways. That's why you don't do that. Don't do that. So the other check is this way or that way. If I go this way, he can block, but I can just check him that way. That's no good. Check this way is this, and I'm sort of in the way of my own rook. Let's go here. That seems obvious, but it also gives him a moment to play around. That doesn't work. He's got this check. Right? That's no good. If I'm here and he checks there, like, what do I do then? I guess slide back. This is defended. He takes. Take. I also have this attack. Right? So all these squares and these squares are taken. So I move here and he's just got that. I've got this move. I think that's it. Boof. Alright, so Mother Superior 1730. Nice. You say rook b6 check. Excellent, thank you, Arnov. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. What's your name? Worm Deadlock. Most of the people that jump on here are pretty solid. Most of them are pretty solid. Mother Superior, thank you for joining and chatting as well. I really appreciate it when people chat. Arnov, of course, as always, thank you very much. And thanks for jumping on Worm Deadlock and actually asking some questions and such. Hopefully this helps. Let us know how your chess journey is going. I'm going to go to bed since it is 6 in the morning. I want to give some love to White Bat Audio. I have nothing to do with these guys, but they are the music that you're hearing. And it is awesome. It's royalty free. That's a huge skull with laser beams for eyes. So Carl Casey is the man, apparently. That's the person who makes all that. It's on YouTube, White Bat Audio. Give some love to Patreon peeps. You will note Arnov is in there. Arnov Govil. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, sir. Sarah Maldine, Ember Ellaria will hopefully be on at some later date. And James Johnston. So there's that. And I've been trying to stream every day, which Arnov mentioned it is early as hell here. The reason I'm streaming right now is because I missed today. I took a nap first. That's right. I crashed out for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and I was like, before the sun comes up, I will have a stream. Quiff says goodbye, and I hope you guys have a good day, and all that good stuff. The plan is to be back tomorrow as well. So it's going to be awesome. Yep. Good night, guys. See you later. I'm going to jam out to this for a few minutes. Jam with me.